It's cool if I just hold it like this, man.
Quick freestyle and then we can get it. No, I'm joking.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
Yeah, so just start off with like introducing yourself, your name, where you from, what you do, you know.
I will.
Yeah.
So word, man, it's ZapSign Deebo. Hip hop artist in the Goat Clan. Iapetus Records, peace to Iapetus, peace to IoT. And yeah, man, from Yeoville, Johannesburg. Been doing hip hop from like 2010, 2013. And word. Yeah, I don't know. That's what it is.
Oh, and then how did you get into music? Was there anybody locally in the scene that you looked up to in terms of the music that you make now?
I got introduced to hip hop by my older brother, man. He was always like, digging for a whole lot of shit, recording shit all the time, and yeah, man, he introduced me to a whole lot of shit. He used to have records, I think to me, Stogie T now, but like that was also one of the first people that I kind of thought stood out, man. He was doing something different. He was moving with the band and everything. I kind of really started looking back into his catalog and then found tracks like Maria and figured, oh, this shit actually is older than the Tumi and the Volume shit. So it means homie's really been working hard at it. That kind of stood out to me if I think back to it now that you asked me the question, man. Locally. And yeah, man, otherwise the influence has always been there, man. Hip hop and like Yeoville go back way together, like in reggae and like dub and everything. But yeah, man.
And how has Yeoville like influenced you as a creative person in general, from all the things you exposed to here?
Hey, man, a whole lot of shit happens in Yeoville any given time, man. There's so much shit that just happens. And it's like, there's so much to just like, draw inspiration from all the good stuff that happens, man. You see success stories in Yeoville and, as much as you see a lot of fucked up shit, like I was walking down the street one time looking for a friend of mine. And as we were crossing Yo Street and Bezuidenhout, somebody got hit by a car, the car drove off, and this homie was just then laying there now with a broken leg, and like, it was just like, oh shit. That might happen everywhere else, but like, it also happens in Yeoville, man, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, fucked up. But like, yeah, man, a lot of dope shit also happens in Yeoville, man, like we've got the Yeoville Dinner Club that's been pushing for, 6, 7, 8 years now. Dinners every night almost with all the unusual suspects that you could imagine, bro. International visitors, everybody who's sleeping at the best hotels comes to eat in Yeoville. And yeah, man, it's just like a big calabash of crazy, insane people, from thugs to geniuses, and everybody's just in this amalgamation of all of that shit, that soup, So yeah, man, Yeoville. Come to Yeoville, visit Yeoville.
Can we talk a bit about like you and your raps and Indigo Goat Clan, how all of that got started to where it is now, plans for the future possibly?
Yeah, man. In the Goat Clan, like in what sense? Like we pushed our music for quite a while, man. I think like I said earlier, man, we're active from like 2011, 2012. And I think it all culminated in that project by Indigo Clan, a project by Indigo Clan, APBIC. It really was like us really getting in tune with ourselves individually and what we contribute to the group, and it called into question what I contribute to the group, and I had to analyze my strengths and my weaknesses and all of that stuff, and it really inspired me to think about making music like as a profession and not just like, like a hobby,
And how would you say now, like, in terms of being a rapper, but also starting off as a producer, how do you feel like both of them play in with each other in terms of your character as a whole, ZapSign Deebo?
I didn't even start as like a producer or anything, man. I've always been like, writing raps and everything. I got a laptop and started fucking around making beats, and like I kind of just got the hang of like what I need to do here and there to make, a nice beat, just a cool beat that I can rap on, put my little 16 on if whoever's sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Or if anybody's not there to make the beat for me, then like, yeah, man, I can fuck around and try. So yeah, I did 1 track, 2 tracks, a couple of tracks that I made for myself, and then I think like the verses just took priority from there, man, you know what I mean? I was always on other people's beats, and yeah, I just became like an MC from there, man, you know what I mean? I still fuck around and make more beats, man, yeah. But yeah, man, like as in the Goat Clan, man, I think there was a time from like 2011, 2012 when the homies dropped Blunt Society Volume 1. That was like Goat Gang Volume 1, you know what I'm saying? Blunt Society EP. It hit like numbers. Data file hosts, like thousands of downloads and shit, you know what I'm saying? It was dope. And like that's the shit that Mbuso played for me like at the time, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually fucking sick.
And for the first I'm not sure if it was an EP or an album that you dropped, what is your obsession with software?
Like it's what's happening in the world right now, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's inventing all this crazy shit. It's like a boom, you know what I mean? Like an explosion, like a Cambrian explosion, like the Cambrian explosion with all of these different creatures started to exist all at the same time, and they created this culture, like ecosystem where all of them could thrive and survive. We're doing the same thing, but with like, we have the revolutions, like the 4th industrial revolution and all of these, and like right now that shit is expanding beyond what I could like even imagine or describe, bro. It's like the capabilities of like AI and how it can describe. Like, we just asked it now, give me the story of Jesus in about 3,000 words, and it's it chopped. It made sure, like, it didn't leave anything out, and it was well structured and everything. And like everybody's using all of these tools and resources to their advantage in order to make a living, to, So it was like early on, I kind of picked that up, man. There was a time when there was like that robot Sophia, artificial intelligence. She had a conversation with Will Smith, and he was having such an articulate conversation with this robot, and I was like, man, these guys are going very far with this whole robotic artificial intelligence shit, and like it's got a sense of humor. Haha, you think you're funny because you're the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it knows, and it like references other things also towards like, so it was like, man, this thing is getting more and more intelligent. And what is happening to natural creativity at the same time, bro? You know what I mean? If the computer can make the beat for you, where does that leave the drama? Or, you know what I mean? And if it can generate lyrics for whatever you want it to do, then like, remember there was that AI MC that came through with the green hair?
Yeah,
what was it called?
During COVID.
Yeah.
For sure, he was fucking it up, bro.
And then they canceled him because everybody started realizing that his bars were about like very black shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, crime and like child pregnancy and all of these shits like that, like just like very sensitive to like,
like the stereotypes of black people.
Exactly. And hip-hop is like a culture that really stemmed from like the black community and what. And that's why we also don't really like, I don't personally like that side to it, man, where it's like people are like very influenced by the popular music, and the popular music is at the same time very negative in its presentation, bro. You know what I mean? And like they're always talking about a lot of negative subjects and
Got the most bodies.
yeah, you know, who died last week, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo,
Who could be the most degenerate or unholy?
exactly, you know what I'm saying? It's all
That
a,
seems to be the most popular
who's
thing.
trying to be the dirtiest pig in the mud, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, man, I really don't enjoy listening to music that's like that, man. You know, I really prefer listening to music that's positive and that informs me about, you know, my sense of self and my knowledge of self, and that inspires me to think better and to, you know, try to achieve more. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like trying to bring another man down and myself down as a result, bro. You know what I mean?
So speaking of that, from your first album to the album you've dropped now, how would you say your thought pattern has changed?
I think the Yeoville Papyrus was maybe a bit more mature, if I can put it that way, man. You know, I think the Kill the Clone project was still very vagabond and like, you know, yeah, man, it was like that delinquent mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like with a little idea to try and flip the script and do it in a more technical, you know, informative way. But yeah, it's still about like, you know, being the top dog on the street and all of that shit. And like, our Yeoville Papyrus, I think, is more focused on topics that are outside of who the fuck I am and what the fuck I'm trying to do, you know what I'm saying? It's more about what's happening in society and what it really takes to do what you need to do on a daily basis in this day and age, man. I think everybody also my chest, the heart of gold, featherweight balance, by Anubis, Crow the Gnostic, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we all dealing with our own, like, left and right, man, our own differences within ourselves. Like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do.
Like your
Is
inner
this what
wars.
I'm trying to do? Yeah, inner wars, man, you know what I'm saying? Which is like really what the purification is about when it comes to turning lead into gold, you know what I'm saying? It's really about purifying yourself, and, you know, as a result of you reaching a higher frequency, the lead will turn itself into the gold before your eyes. You don't even have to do anything, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I think that's where the difference came through with the Kill the Clone to Yeoville Papyrus, you know what I mean? And understanding that, like, it's not even a project that I did by myself. There's a lot of contributors, you know what I'm saying? And we all represented Yeoville in a very dope way, man. Hopefully it lasts a long time and, you know, people can revisit it over and over again, hopefully, you know?
And now to just get on like your career, your love for food, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
What got you into culinary school and now becoming a chef?
Man, I think like Yeoville in general, bro, you stay up long enough, you'll see who's the last person selling, you know, whole fish, or, you know, fucking chicken feet, or, you know, mautwana, everything, bro. You kebabs. You go into a random corner here, you might find a good kitchen, eat some nice jollof, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really got into like cooking from like that, man. I didn't even anticipate that I'd like, you know, go into culinary school, but like
Just being exposed to the culture around Yeoville.
yeah, man.
Because even when you mentioned the whole calabash of different people, that you get this like melting pot that all join and have meals together. I'd like to do a piece on that even.
There's like Ethiopian joints, Cameroonian joints, Guinean joints, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's cooking something different
sure
every
find
time you
some
walk down the
beautiful
street.
meals.
Yeah, bro. There's different smells. You just step inside there, and there's a spot in Times Square. Brasanza, Uncle Sansa took me there. Was like a lucky spot. It's a fucking crazy ass jollof rice dog with like fried turkey and like fried hake and fucking crazy food, So it was like I kind of like got interested, curious about like, hey, what does it really take to, And then I've randomly found the opportunity to pursue it at like educational level, you know what I mean? And then I just jumped in, like, yeah, why not? Saw it through, and yeah, man. I think after that experience of going through a whole year of, creating dishes, being exposed to the industry, and like, it's some sort of high intensity environment that I'm really drawn to, you know what I mean? And it's like, you have to ensure the quality of the product. You have to ensure that it appears timelessly.
With your music.
Yeah, man. Very, very, very similar to like the music and like art in general. And it's like just a different form of expression, man. I think we shouldn't like be limited to the mediums that we use, bro. As much as people who paint with brushes paint with cans, you know what I mean? Then why can't rappers paint with their hands, bro? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. So it's like, I think that's where I'm trying to take, my personal journey and try to discover more and more about that also,
Yeah. And then also, like, living in Yeoville, coming from somewhere that's very diverse, but also not very, how do I say, positive, How would you find, like, being a creative in these environments, and what have you done to, like, stay positive in your situation?
I think reading helped me a lot, bro. I think reading really helped me a lot. Yeah, man, as much as I could, I'd often just chill in the crib and like read rather than like,
Any authors in particular that stand out for you?
Yeah, man, I read a couple of good books. Martin Amis, he wrote Time's Arrow. It's a crazy book about like a guy who goes through his life from his death to his birth in reverse. So the conversations happen backwards. He's moving backwards, climbing out of like windows and putting his clothes back on, and the clothes being thrown out after he got out and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, yo, man, it's a crazy book. Martin Amis, Time's Arrow. Yeah, man, there were a couple of good books that I read during those times, man, I read this book by Anthony Smith. It's called The Body, and it's about like all of our organs and like how they all work together to ensure that we stay alive. And he draws reference from like animals and how these things developed, and it's like just like an anthology about how the human body and the human brain particularly were developed to create like, us. And he's funny as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about all the weirdest facts, that like this guy had such big shins, that, and such a person was able to drink such and such amount of beers, and because their liver was so and it's different from everybody else's liver. Really cool book, Anthony Smith, The Body, and yeah, man, it was a lot of books that really kept me, out of all the fucked up shit that I could have been a part of, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, I really got exposed to that early. and then I ran with it, basically, you know, ran with it. And I think,
yeah, just to wrap it up, if you had one message for South Africa, whether it's positive or negative from your perspective of life,
for the whole of South Africa.
The whole of South Africa.
Man,
could be anything at all.
Yo, man, spread peace, spread love, man, you know, bless the talented youth, like, and yeah, man, think a bit, you know what I mean? Think before you act, because, like, yeah, man, I think we're ready to explode, bro. South Africa's ready to explode, man, you know, just make it a good explosion, you know. Yeah, man.
Shout out.
Hope it was still recorded. Yeah.